All right, the first thing we're going to talk about are all of the supplies that you'll need. So one option is to use watercolor colored pencils, and I have a whole separate video series on this. Another option is to use watercolors that you squeeze out of a tube. They're often they look like this. You squeeze them out and you still need to add water to them. That's a really important thing that a lot of people don't realize at first. The other option is to use watercolors in the form of cakes like this. This is one of my favorite brands because the color pigment is pretty intense and vibrant. They come with a tiny little bottle with water in it and a little plug for travel, and then you can attach a brush, and actually the whole kit is quite portable. So they're really efficient, and you can see I'm attaching the brush. It has a little cap on it, and it allows me to wet the little cakes of watercolor and also use it as a brush if that's the only thing I have while I'm working. You can see there's a sponge there too that's helpful. I also want you to have a cup of water, and I've created a banner shape that I'm going to use for the sky. I've also used masking tape, and with a slight border, taped the entire watercolor paper down and making sure that the texture part of the watercolor paper is side up. A couple brushes. You're going to want a large, loose brush. You could have flat or round, and you'll want a couple smaller brushes. It's also good to have a pencil, a little paper towel for blotting off your excess. And I like to have a printed image of something to reference while I'm painting. So I looked up a landscape with a sunset, and I just wanted to make sure I could pull some colors and like look at those colors while I was blending. So I've got my oranges, some reds, some slight purples, and down into some hazy blues. And then when I work on my mountains later, my mountain range, you can see I've got my foreground, my middle ground, and my background happening. But I'm going to show you a little bit of color mixing as well. So I'm grabbing a little bit of yellow, and I'm loosening that paint up. Sometimes you have to sort of smash these. If you're choosing to use the paints out of tubes, sometimes you need to like smash them a little bit with your brush and get them to work and get thinner, and you add a little bit of water to do that too. So thinning that out, making it a nice fluid paint, and then just adding the colors in to make sure that you get the color, the tones that you want. For a sky, it's also great to have a few tones mixed up before you begin. So I'm mixing a little bit of a light blue for that hazy area, and pulling in just a little bit. So I almost have a light, a medium, and a dark right there, all in one. And I'm also going to use some of my excess white, and I'm going to use a different blue and make a whole different set on the other side of my palette. I often use these little tiny TV dinner leftover containers for palettes for watercolor. They're really good because they have a nice lip on them. Now, if you're using cake watercolors, you're going to want to make sure each area is wet before you begin. So I'm dripping a little bit of water into the ones I'm going to use, and I'm going to let it sit and soften. And I can also sort of massage that color a little bit and get it to mix the water and the paint together, adding a little bit of white to my palette, which is included in this watercolor set, and picking up a little bit of a light orange color and making it into a slightly lighter orange. So I'm going to have some colors like that. And you can see I already mixed up a lighter blue. So those colors are ready. All right, we're going to be using a wet on wet technique. So that means my paper is going to be wet and my watercolor paints are going to be wet. And I'm going to use a nice big brush and get my paper wet. I'm going to have my sky go to about 1/2 to 2/3. So you don't need to wet the bottom third or so of the paper. And now that that's ready, okay, so you can have some choices on how you're going to apply. If you're using the little cake set, then you can use those colors. You could use the brush it comes with, or you can use brushes that you have. But you can see that the colors start to dissolve into the watery paper right away. You also might want a bigger brush, something that can pick up a lot more color and help distribute it throughout your paint and your paper. So I'm going to start with just a yellow ochre, light yellow ochre color at the top. My colors are going to get more intense as I get down closer to my landscape. So I'm letting the water do some work here. And then as it moves around, I'm just lightly brushing it and moving it. And it's softening as it does its own thing a little bit too. Don't forget to frequently wash out your brush so your colors don't get muddied. And this is looking a little bit more green than I would like, so I'm going to work in now getting a little bit more of an intense layer of color, sort of fine-tuning my color a little bit. So in this case, I'm using the brush that came with that tiny little travel set of watercolors, thinning it, adding water as needed. I can give it a gentle squeeze and water comes through the bristles to help thin the paint. That's one possibility. And the other is to just dip it like a regular brush into the water. So I'm working in some intense areas, more intense areas of color, mixing up a little bit and finding areas where it makes sense to use it. I use a picture for inspiration, and sometimes you can decide to take it in a new direction. So it's easy to use it where you need it and to use your imagination a little bit too. So I'm making a lighter version of that purple color because that's where I want to pull in some of that haziness down at the bottom. Get it a little bit more warm and not so greenish and cool. And then a little bit more blue. You can tell that anytime you're doing this, you have to sort of keep evaluating what you're seeing and what you want it to look like, and be gentle with your paper, because watercolor paper, if you overwork it, it can start to come apart. So you want to have a really light touch as you're using your materials. And then I'm taking a nice soft brush to just soften all of those colors, pulling in a little bit more of an intense color. And now my paper's not as wet either. It's been sitting, so I'm getting a different amount of control. And you can put your final details in, and then once you're satisfied, you're going to then turn your attention to your banner. So we are just going to put wet on wet again. So we're wetting our paper, we're using wet materials, wet on wet, to give a nice background base color to that banner. And I want you to think about the colors that you're going to end up with in your landscape, and I want you to pick up a color that is somewhere but is not the dominant color. In other words, I wouldn't put a yellow banner in a yellow sky because I would lose it. It would just blend in too much. But I have little areas of purple, which I think are harder to see on this video, little areas of purple in my sky. So I'm going to mix up a purple background color for my banner. And then I'm going to use a wet on wet technique again. I know you'll be working at a much more normal pace than this video is showing, but I've got my purple mixed up, wetting my paper, and I'm just loosely adding that purple. This is just a base coat, so it's very simple. It should just take a few seconds.